to click like, subscribe, the bell notification, and whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. What's up, everyone? I'm the Kaiju no Kami from the Toku and Animation News Network here at Power Morphicon 2024 with
J-Borg, aka Victoria Abbott.
For people who might not know where you're from, besides Power Rangers, is there anything else they'd know you from?
Ooh, I'm in a couple of TV series, so there's Educators that I'm on, there's the first couple of seasons of Toy Time as well. Yeah, but I'm mostly a theatre actor, I've got to say. Yeah.
Which do you find more rewarding and which more challenging between theatre acting and television acting?
Ooh, they're both quite different. So with theatre acting, you've got to sustain it, but you get to meet your audience right after the show, which I love. With TV, you've got to wait a little while, maybe go to a convention or so, and then you get to meet your audience. So I'm glad that I'm here because it means I get to meet all the fans.
Is there a theatre thing that you've done that you are very proud of?
Yes, I wrote a solo show called Run Rabbit, and I'm super proud of that. Yeah.
Now, for your comedy sketch, Educators, what was that like?
It was so much fun. It was fully improvised, so we storylined it, but scene to scene, we had to make up everything that we said. And it had some amazingly talented people in there, some of the funniest people in New Zealand, so most of the time I was just laughing rather than speaking.
What was your experience of Power Rangers itself like? Because you were in the 28th, 29th, and 30th series of the franchise.
Very honored. Like, it's such a legacy to follow. So I felt a huge weight of responsibility, but as the comic duo, I don't know, we really wanted to like hark back to Bulk and Skull. Kira and I became fast friends on the show, so I got a really good friend out of doing the show.
Which is just like Paul Narvi and Jason, Bulk and Skull's actors.
Yeah.
Their names are now like mixed up in my head.
Honestly, I've met so many people over the weekend, I don't even remember my own name.
And so you ended up having to play basically a robot character.
Yes.
Did you have any challenges with the way you had to present yourself?
Well, originally we were going to do it a lot more robot-y, but we toned it back a little bit so that she could have a few more options with her movement later on. Yeah, I loved her. I feel like she had somewhere in there some little mechanical heart beating away, having their own desires and dreams, you know. Like, I definitely had a little backstory for J-Borg inside.
With theater work,
Yeah.
you've done both Shakespearian acting
Oh, you guys know.
as well as your one-woman show.
Yeah.
How would you say Shakespearean work has helped you take on that solo type of show? Because Shakespearean is so complex.
It is. Honestly, I got to be a part of a thing called the Pop-Up Globe, which was amazing. So they replicated the stage. And on that stage, half, it's a circle, like a globe, and half of it is audience, and half of it is stage. So you get to stand right in the middle of the space. And if you don't know how to talk to people, like, you're lost. So you've got to get very good at, like, meeting audience members' eyes. It's daytime, you can see everyone seeing you. So being able to channel that energy into a solo show meant that I could really do some really specific audience interaction without it being scary for the audience.
What things do you like to do outside of that?
Oh, so many things. I love drawing, I do my own sewing, so I'm in awe of all of the costumes here because I'm such a fangirl of people who have like a creative costume element to their go. What else do I do? I really like a hiking trip. I'm from New Zealand, so we have some of the most amazing walks in the world. Everyone should go. South Island. Yeah. I wish I learned a language, but I'm not a language girl. But I like picking up different phrases and things like that. Yeah. I can get a little political, I'm not going to lie. So, like, some of it's signing petitions and making sure the world is working the way that it should. People are being kind, considerate, and responsible for the planet, but also for our indigenous population.
Well, that's one hard part a lot of going on in our world is no one seems to know how to be kind to each other anymore. Everyone is so in tune on social media, which has no boundaries of what you cannot do. It's like, okay, I can just be as mean as I want because there are no consequences for doing such.
Yeah.
And it's such a sad experience. Of one anime voice actor we met one time, he said kindness has been like a lost superpower, and it's a shame because it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, kindness is such a superpower. I totally agree with that. I so resonate with that. And sometimes you've got to be firm to be kind. They say the kindest people in the world have the best boundaries. So I really like that saying because you can't just let things slide sometimes. You've got to go, no, do you know what? I stand up for this thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and even on social media, there are times like you don't intend to get into an argument, and then it just happens.
Yeah, look, hurt people. So, you know, if we are all a little bit kinder to each other, then I think the world will start to transition to that space. But boy, do we have to hold people accountable as well.
Now, for Power Rangers, did you know it was based on a Japanese show ahead of time when you got into it? And have you seen any of the original ones? Like, did they ever show you footage?
Oh, well, we used some of the footage in Rangers, so I saw some of that footage as well. But when I was a kid, I was growing up in the 90s, so of course Power Rangers was like huge. But I didn't get to watch it because my school banned it. We had another kid in the head with a stick, so yeah, we got a newsletter sent home asking us not to watch it. So I came to Power Rangers feeling quite fresh, but you know, I had watched bits and bobs.
So you were a fan of it then somewhat when you got cast in it?
Who wasn't, honestly? Yeah.
That is really awesome. So it's like, oh, I'm a fan and I get to be in it. This is cool.
And fun fact, I used to do voice acting for previous seasons. So I was in a booth like, do you remember the one where they went up into space and then there was the monster thing? If you listen closely, some of those monsters are me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, if you could have a song to describe yourself, what would it be?
Me, Victoria Abbott, or J-Borg?
Both.
Ooh. Gosh, you put me on the spot. Let me have a little think. J-Borg. I mean, all I can think of is the song that goes, I am a robot. I am a robot. But maybe Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. I feel like that's got kind of like a grungy kind of a vibe. Like J-Borg's constantly like in love with the world. Like she's fresh. She's just being made.
Also like a Daft Punk song.
Yeah, maybe Daft Punk. Yeah. Anyway, J-Borg's fantastic. I love her. In terms of me, you'll have to come back to me for that one.
Now, what would you say to any like kids out there that are afraid to get into something because they don't want to be made fun of like it?
Do you know what I think keeps you safest of all is finding your community. Like if you find a place of belonging with some people who are into the same stuff, that'll keep you really safe because honestly, if you're within a bubble of people who love the same thing, people who love you for who you are, then you're safe. It doesn't matter what everyone says, and you don't need to listen to it either. Like, turn off those comments, make that profile private. Like, protect yourself and look after the people that you love.
Any final words for our viewers?
Ooh. I just think, like, stay cool, you guys. Everything is awesome, and I'm really glad to be part of the team.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Whoa, that was a big bang going on in the background. Some banner fell down.
Until next time, bye.